Okay, ready.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Here I am again, ready to talk to you a little bit, this time about drama and your drama terms. Now, I know you've got your vocab. It's located in the lesson, and you can find this section I'm going to talk about on page 1381 in your textbook. So if you want to follow along, that's page 1381. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the way you read drama, which is really not what drama is intended to be. It's supposed to be watched. It's supposed to be experienced in the theater. And that's why for all the drama that we have, I've placed YouTube videos in the lessons. And you can refer to those videos as you read so you can feel the mood of the play, the performance of the characters, and the action of the plot. So be sure and watch those videos as you read those plays. So, a couple of the terms. The difference between a one-act play and a full-length play. What is that difference? Well, the one-act play obviously is shorter, right? And like a short story, the one-act play has to compress the action. And you might not be able to read that. I'm going to have to get a better marker. But when it says it compresses the action, that means it squeezes lots of action into a short amount of time. One-act plays go very quickly, just like a short story. Full-length plays, like Shakespeare has written and many other plays performed today, have numerous acts. Lots of them have 3 acts. There, that's a little better. So a 3-act play is a typically performed play. Inside those acts are scenes. And within those scenes are lines. So when you start writing about drama and writing about plays, you talk about acts, scenes, and lines. All right? So you'll find those in your vocab, and they're defined in the back of your book as well. Now, when you think about the elements of a play, what makes it work, many of them are the same as in a story. You have the setting of the play. And the setting may even become part of the story. The setting influences what happens. So when you're looking at any play, think about that setting. In a one-act play, it may just be one room, or it may just be one scene that always takes place, as in the play Sure Thing, they're in a restaurant, and everything takes place in that little cafe table setting. The atmosphere or the mood may be influenced by the setting. It may be a gloomy, dark house. It may be an ominous moment with that kind of suspense built by the shadowy setting of the play. If you remember, we talked about the framework of a story, how you have the beginning and the ending and all the action in between. Same thing with our plays. Here we have the exposition, where you meet the characters, you learn about the setting. The rising action, things get complicated, there might be conflicts. This is where you learn about the problem of the play. We have the climax, the critical turning point, and the falling action. This is the resolution of all the conflicts that you learn about in the rising action. So as you're watching and viewing and reading these plays, whether it's a 3-act or a 1-act play, look for this development and see if you can identify the conflicts and identify that turning point, that exciting moment of climax. Also, when you're looking through this on page 1382, 1383 in your book, you're going to find some other terms that are defined. Some of these you may not be familiar with. For example, stage directions. Stage directions aren't needed in short stories or in novels, because what you have is the narrator telling you what these characters do. Here on stage, the directions are written. The character looks puzzled. The character checks his watch. The character rises from his chair in anger. So this is also part of the story. So if you're reading a play, read the stage directions. When you're watching a play, look at how those performers use the stage directions to come into their character and to create whatever the story requires in terms of action in the play. Let's see, a couple of more things you might want to check out there on 1383. There is always a theme. Just as in a short story or a novel, a play will have a theme. Remember that from your terms? It's the moral or the lesson. It's the purpose, the meaning behind it. It's why the play was written. Now, there was a famous playwright called Ibsen, and he wrote a play called The Dollhouse back in Norway, back in the 1800s. This was a problem play. That's called a play that wants to tackle a social issue and change people's minds. He wanted to look at the way women were treated in that day and age, show their plight, and advocate for social change. So sometimes the theme of a play is a chance to make an impact on the audience, to change their minds and change their thinking. So, in your lessons, you'll find videos of one-act plays. Please make sure that you do both the reading and the text. The one-act plays are short, and Shakespeare's longer, but again, you've got the video to help walk you through it. Consider the theme, the setting, the conflict, the characters, because your research essay will be written in this class at the end of the drama lesson on a one-act play of your choosing, and you'll see the choices in the lessons. So, I hope this little drama discussion helps you do better on this final unit in our course. You know you can reach me by email, and I'll see you in the discussion boards.